Thank you very much. If you don't mind, after I'm finished, if Ouija or Hallie or Vivian or one of our female colleagues could go after me, that would be great. Mr. President, just to follow up on these allegations against Brett Kavanaugh.
What does he mean by that? Explain. What does that mean?
I think it would be great if a female.
What does it mean?
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. And you may have noticed this week that the media was, well, they weren't so wacky. But they were viciously focused on destroying a man's life by repeating uncorroborated allegations of sexual assault against him, primarily because Brett Kavanaugh was nominated by President Trump. Or as the liberal media likes to call this, special editions.
Could he pull the nomination?
This as just hours before the hearing, a new woman comes forward accusing Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. Her lawyer, Michael Avenatti, here live this morning. And a lifelong friend of Dr. Ford, also on GMA, just hours before the Supreme Court showdown on Capitol Hill begins. A special edition of GMA starts right now.
Oh yeah, it certainly was special for all the networks. Plenty of special editions. During the 12 days since Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein publicly announced that there was the existence of an unspecified allegation against Brett Kavanaugh, ABC, CBS, NBC morning and evening news shows have spent nearly 6 hours regurgitating various unproved allegations against the Supreme Court nominee. And only a tiny percentage of that coverage, 8%. has been devoted to Kavanaugh's denials and the lack of cooperation for his accusers' accounts. Coverage that essentially went like this.
In a sworn affidavit, Swetnick claims she met Brett Kavanaugh and his friend Mark Judge around 1980 and attended well over 10 house parties where they were present. She says she saw Kavanaugh drink excessively at many of these parties and engage in abusive and physically aggressive behavior toward girls. And she claims she witnessed efforts by Mark Judge, Brett Kavanaugh, and others to cause girls to become inebriated and disoriented so they could then be gang raped in a side room or bedroom by a train of numerous boys. And she alleges that Kavanaugh was present at a house party in 1982 when Swetnick says she herself was a victim of a gang rape. ABC News has been unable to corroborate Swetnick's allegations. Her lawyer, Michael Avenatti, who also represents porn star Stormy Daniels in her legal battles with President Trump, defended Swetnick on The View.
I mean, the details in this declaration are specific. They are shocking.
Yeah, questions like why would Swetnick continue to go to 10 parties where gang rapes are happening? Why didn't she name a rapist in a sworn affidavit? Why was a college student partying with high school students? All questions ABC clearly not interested in asking. But, you know, if you have questions regarding the allegations, the liberal media already knows all about you.
Can I make a suggestion? Maybe the base is much of the United States. Maybe this country is a lot more racist and sexist than we thought.
Yeah, of course. But these comments, these were all before Thursday's Senate Judiciary testimony from Christine Blasey Ford. After she testified, but before Judge Kavanaugh sat down and even said a word, they're speculating on who his replacement will be.
The crass political move, you pull it, you name Judge Amy Coney Barrett. She probably can't get confirmed. It wouldn't matter because you're not fighting the confirmation before the election. See if her nomination fires up the base, and you sort of use the new nominee as a way to fire up the Trump base and do that.
And after he testified, unbiased reporting just abounded.
He didn't exhibit the temperament of a judge, or certainly not a Supreme Court justice. He's had many people say that he was an aggressive and a mean drunk. And I will tell you, after seeing that display, I don't think it's hard to imagine him as an aggressive drunk.
That's what makes no sense to me. I can understand the raw emotion and maybe the rage considering what he's been through. But all afternoon, the little lies, lying over and over about his yearbook page made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, lying under oath is a felony, and I guess Stephanie Ruhle must know something the rest of us don't, since she's making those allegations. But none of this is funny. Frankly, it's really pathetic, and I know I'm supposed to keep this series light. It is getting awfully hard to do that, and keep an ability to laugh at the outrageousness of the liberal media. Here's my one attempt at it for the weekend. I'm going to try here. I close out with fake news. Jim Acosta of CNN, just making a general fool of himself.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, after I'm finished, if Ouija or Hallie or Vivian or one of our female colleagues could go after me, that would be great. Mr. President, just to follow up on these allegations against Brett Kavanaugh.
What does he mean by that? Explain. What does that mean?
I think it would be great if a female.
What does it mean? No, what does it mean?
It would be great if a female reporter would ask you a question about this issue. So if you don't mind,
I wouldn't mind that at all. No, wouldn't mind it at all.
All right. Well, let me. If I could
Wouldn't make
follow
any
up.
difference to me.
As I was standing in this press conference, it seemed to me it was just a no-brainer for a female reporter to be able to ask the President of the United States some of these very important, critical questions. And I think this is a moment that we're going to see captured in time here, Wolf.
Oh, indeed, it's captured in time, Jim. Hope that last bit put a smile on your face. I am Eric Shiner from RCTV. I will see you again next week.